I've just finished reading this book, so I thought I would talk to you about it. It's taken me quite a long time to read, just because I haven't had much time to sit down with a book recently, but it's a really easy to read, quite nicely written, easy to sort of relax into and read, even though some of the content is quite jarring or quite, something that you think about. But it's very, very well written. Really impressed from someone who's not necessarily from an author background. It's very well put together book. Very, very impressed. I bought it from a supermarket actually. We were shopping for other stuff and I noticed it on the shelf as we walked past. The cover and spine caught my attention and I picked it up. It's often how I find my best books, best reads, just by sort of stumbling across good covers. Something about it sort of caught my attention, so I picked it up. I'm really glad I did. It's a book about a charity based in Scotland called Mary's Meals, and how that charity was formed, the people who started it, and the work they do. And it's a very interesting charity. It's one I've never heard of, but it's one that certainly I think are doing some very good work. They provide funding and support for children to have a meal a day in third world countries in different areas, places like Haiti, places in Africa, and they get the community working together to help cook and provide local food to cook those meals, and that's something I think is very good, in that they're sourcing as much as the raw ingredients they can from the local economy, local area. I think that's very important, not to import food and other supplies, sort of diverting things that could be done in the local area. So that chimes well with me. That's something I like to see. So yeah, I'll give you a flick through of some of the pictures in the middle of the book. There's just a sort of few pages of pictures in the middle. It's quite a lot of pages. Let's see how many pages there actually were. 310 pages. So it's quite a good book, quite a long book. It's quite reasonably easy to read font, but it's certainly a lot of content. Quite a few pictures, nice colour pictures in the middle, depicting some of the people they've met who have used the programme. There's Edward, who inspired some of the programme. Pictures from Scotland where they're based, out of their shed offices, in the early days of some of their missions, and the actual meals that are provided. There's really nice stories in here of some of the children, some of their comments on how it's changed their lives and enabled them to get an education where otherwise they would have to work for their family to be able to eat. So yeah, it's certainly doing some very good work. Yeah, I definitely suggest reading this book. It sort of gives a very good insight into some of the aid work that really does go on. Probably doesn't get talked about enough in some of the mainstream media, and sort of some of the other bigger organisations sort of dominate certainly the television media. So definitely worth reading about what actually goes on and the work they put into it. So really recommend this book. Really enjoyed reading it. I think people should read stuff like this to really know what's going on in the world and how some of these people are surviving. I was going to say living, but it's more surviving. there's a few other books like this that I've read that I've enjoyed and taken a lot from. Sort of opened my eyes to different things. There's one I'll have to do a review on as well that I read probably a couple of years ago now. There's The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind, I think it was called, and actually went on to do a TED talk about his book and his life. So that was another really good book from an African sort of origins. But wholeheartedly recommend this one. Worth going out and finding it if you can. Another really good thing about this book, I think I read somewhere that a percentage of the proceeds goes to the charity from the sale of the book. Certainly the royalties go into the charity. So that's another good thing about buying the book. So good book to go out and read, and hope you enjoy reading that one, and let me know if you have read it and what you thought of it.